Hold on, because Joe Musashi is back and more ninja-like than ever. Shinobi, Art of Vengeance is a triumphant return of a legendary series that seared its mark on gamers' hearts in the glory days of the Mega Drive. This 2D action platformer, developed by Lizard Cube and published by Sega, is a blast of modernized nostalgia that will have you wielding your katana with a smile and, at times, a frown. Ready for a ride filled with lethal combos, impossible jumps, and the occasional stumble? Let's break down the brutal and ugly aspects of this title. Picture this. It's 2025, the year of the ninja. Yes, it seems every ninja in the world decided to release their games this year. Amidst the onslaught of katanas and shurikens, Shinobi, Art of Vengeance stands tall with the arrogance of a ninja master who knows he doesn't need to shout to be heard. Joe Musashi, the silent hero of the Oboro clan, returns to avenge the destruction of his village at the hands of the evil Iani Corp and its leader, the infamous Lord Ruse. The premise? Simple, straightforward, like a good kunai to the chest. But don't let its simplicity fool you. This game is a roller coaster of action, platforming, and exploration that will have you sweating, laughing, and occasionally wanting to throw the controller out the window. Let's dive into what makes this game a gem and those little details that, well, aren't so brilliant. The brutal. If you've ever dreamed of controlling a moving Japanese watercolor painting, this game is the closest you'll get. Lizard Cube, the geniuses behind Streets of Rage 4, have created a visual spectacle that combines the Japanese ukiyo-e style with a modern twist that will leave you speechless. The environments are insane, from rustic villages to futuristic neon-lit cities, from fish markets to high-tech laboratories. Each level is so detailed that I sometimes found myself stopping mid-jump to admire a burning temple or a forest teeming with life. Joe Musashi's animations are a show in itself. Every flip, every katana slash, every thrown kunai has a level of fluidity and detail that makes you feel like a ninja straight out of a top-notch anime. The soundtrack, by T. Lopez and the legendary Yuzo Koshiro, is the perfect complement. It blends taiko drums, traditional strings, and modern synthesizers to create an atmosphere that draws you right into the action. The sound effects, from the clang of the katana to the hiss of the kunai, are so immersive that you can almost smell the steel. This audiovisual aspect is, without a doubt, one of the game's highlights. It's as if someone took the best of 16-bit and catapulted it into 2025 with an unlimited budget. If art is the soul of Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, combat is its beating heart. This game isn't just about button mashing, although, hey, if you want to play as a caveman, that works too. Here, every fight is a choreography of precision and strategy. Joe Musashi has an arsenal that includes light attacks, heavy attacks, kunai, ninja flips, ninpos, magical abilities like fire dragons or water shields, and ninjutsus, screen-smashing ultimate attacks. But the crowning glory is the execution system. When you fill an enemy's stamina bar, you can activate a spectacular execution that not only eliminates the enemy but also drops resources like health, kunai, or coins. And if you stun multiple enemies at once, bam, a massive execution that makes you feel like the most badass ninja on the planet. What makes combat so addictive is its depth. You can combine attacks, dodges, and skills to create endless combos that feel like they're straight out of a fighting game. There are times when you feel like you're in a trance, jumping between enemies, throwing kunai, and unleashing ninpo at just the right moment. The learning curve is steep, but once you master the controls, every fight is a dopamine rush. Plus, the game lets you customize your style with charms that modify your abilities, such as increasing damage or restoring health with combos. It's a system that rewards both newbies who just want action and veterans looking to perfect every move. Shinobi, Art of Vengeance isn't a pure metroidvania, but it takes the best of the genre and blends it with the saga's arcade essence. The levels are like small open worlds filled with secrets, shortcuts, and collectibles. Some are linear, focused on pure combat. Others force you to explore like Indiana Jones with a katana. There are platforming sections reminiscent of Celeste for their precision, and others are pure chaos, like chases where a helicopter is chasing you or a burning tower forces you to climb at top speed. These high-intensity sequences are some of the best parts of the game. Your heart will race as you dodge traps and enemies, and when you reach the end, you feel like you've just conquered Mount Everest. Replayability is another strong point. Each level has a progress percentage that tells you how much you've explored, and there are hidden keys, alternate outfits, and optional challenges that keep you coming back. Additionally, the game includes arcade and boss rush modes that add hours of fun once you finish the main campaign, which lasts about 10 to 12 hours, or more if you're the 100% gamer. Checkpoints and fast travel make exploring pain-free, although not everything is perfect. We'll get to that. If you grew up playing Shinobi 3 or Revenge of Shinobi, this game is like a warm hug from your childhood, but in a shiny new suit. Lizard Cube has managed to capture the essence of the series. The speed, the precision, the challenge. There are nods to classic games, like samurai enemies or levels that pay homage to the surfing stages of yesteryear. There's even a DLC planned with Dr. Eggman from Sonic the Hedgehog as a boss, proving that Sega knows how to put a smile on its fans' faces. But the best part is that it doesn't stop at nostalgia. This Shinobi feels fresh, modern, and relevant, capable of engaging both veterans and new players. The ugly? Let's be honest. The story of Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, isn't going to win an Oscar. Joe Musashi wants revenge on Ioni Corp and Lord Roos for destroying his village and turning his clan to stone. It's a classic premise, but it stays just that, classic. The dialogue, when it exists, is a bit generic, and the supporting characters don't carry much weight. Joe is your typical silent ninja who grunts instead of speaking, which gives him a cool aura, but also makes the narrative feel flat. There are illustrated panels that try to liven up the plot, but sometimes they seem like they're just there for filler. In a game where the action is so vibrant, the story feels like a ninja who fell asleep on a mission. Don't get me wrong, in a game of this style, the story isn't the first thing you look for. But when you see the potential of the settings and Musashi's charisma, you're left wanting a narrative that lives up to it. A little more depth or an unexpected twist would have made this section feel less like a mere backdrop. If there's one thing that can take you out of the immersion, it's the map. In a game with metroidvania elements, you expect a clear map to help you navigate. Here, the map is functional, but it doesn't shine. You can't set custom markers, and sometimes it's unclear whether you've thoroughly explored an area or if you're missing a collectible hidden on a ledge. Furthermore, moving around the map with the same stick you use to control Joe can be chaotic. More than once I opened the map and accidentally moved it. It's not a disaster, but in a game where exploration is key, these details are like a pebble in a ninja's shoe. Platforming is one of Shinobi's cornerstones, and it's generally well executed. You have a double jump, an air dash, the ability to climb walls, and a grappling hook to move like a ninja Spider-Man. However, jumping isn't always as precise as it should be. In tricky platforming sections, timing a fall can be frustrating, especially in levels with heavy visual effects that cause the game to lag on base consoles like the PS5. These slowdowns aren't constant, but when they happen, they can be a real pain. Plus, time trial sections, where you have to run or climb without making mistakes, can be unforgiving. One mistake and you're back to the start. It's a challenge that some will love, but others, like me on a couple of occasions, will groan more than Musashi himself. The game's Metroidvania component is a double-edged sword. On one hand, exploring levels to unlock new areas with abilities like the grappling hook or grapple is incredibly satisfying. On the other, backtracking sometimes feels forced. There are times when you have to return to previous levels just to open a chest or unlock a secret, and it doesn't always integrate well with the flow of the game. This can break the rhythm, especially if you're in the middle of a frenetic action-packed romp. It's not a major issue, but it does make exploration feel less fluid than it could be. By now, you're probably asking yourself, is Shinobi, Art of Vengeance worth it? The answer is a resounding yes, but with nuances. This game is like a good ramen. It has all the ingredients to be delicious, but sometimes the broth is a bit bland. Shinobi, Art of Vengeance is a love letter to an iconic series, wrapped in a visually stunning package and with combat that makes you feel like a ninja god. Lizard Cube has taken the essence of the classics and elevated it with a deep combo system, levels filled with secrets, and a soundtrack that puts you in Joe Musashi's shoes. But not everything is perfect. The narrative is forgettable, the map could be more user-friendly, and the platforming has frustrating moments. Still, these flaws don't dull the brilliance of a game that, at its best, is pure magic. If you're looking for frenetic action, challenging platforming, and a visual style that seems straight out of a dream, this game is for you. If you're the type who needs an epic story or a perfect map, you might find yourself groaning a few times. But at the end of the day, Shinobi, Art of Vengeance is a triumphant return that proves Joe Musashi is still the king of the ninjas. So sharpen your katana, put on your ninja mask, and prepare for a brutal, beautiful, and yes, sometimes a little ugly journey. See you at the dojo!